The European International Hemp Association has 9 regular members. Those regular members are all processors, so they are processing the hemp. Besides those 9 members, we have 72 associate members from 29 countries in 2012. If you look at the board of directors of the EIHA, we see John Hobson from Hemp Technology UK. He's president since 2005. We see we see Bernd Frank of the BAVA, who was member since 2005. Mr. Olivier Jouret from CAFA France. Then me, and then Sylvester Bertuselli, and he's not a processor, but he's a representative of Interchanfre. And Interchanfre is the group of hemp processors in France. So by Mr. Bertuselli, all France processors are connected to the EIHA. And the association is managing directed by Michael Karus from the Nova Institute, who is a very famous person in the hemp industry. Other members we have is Mr. Albert Dunn from Dunn Agro, also in the Netherlands, from Hanna, Dijel Regengo, and Daniel Kruse from Hempro International, and Philippe and Antoinette Heuselen from Planet Chanfre, France. And Agrofibre is also a member. With 63 members from 22 European countries, with 18 members from other countries like Canada, Australia, China, South Korea, Ukraine, Uruguay, and the USA. We do have cooperation with Interchanfre, so the French Processing Association, Hemp Industry Association in the United States, Canadian Hemp Trade Alliance, and the International Hemp Building Association in Ireland. So then you can see it's really an international hemp association. And if we put it in a graph, we see it like this, and again, no priests at the moment. And I do expect next year at least a few members from Greece. And I will really do advise you to become a member, not because I'm speaking here as a board member, but it's a very valuable membership. In 2 weeks we will have the EIHA conference in Wesseling, that's near Cologne in Germany, and there most of these members are coming. So from Canada, from Australia, from the USA, from all of Europe, processors, machine suppliers, seed suppliers, but also customers, potential customers, university, research. Normally we have 150 participants at a conference, and this year it will be probably more. What do? We present ourselves on exhibitions. So together we are doing the marketing for the hemp products in Europe. Here you see in the above picture, it was the bio-based plastics and composites conference, because hemp fibers are a very valuable substance of biocomposites, because it will be very, very disappointing if you have a bio resin, bioplastic, and you will reinforce it with glass fiber. Other way around, if you reinforce a hemp fiber with a non-renewable plastic, it's also a little bit a pity, but good. Being present at these conferences is utmost important that we develop our markets together. The electromobility conference, very important, because what's important for an electrical car is weight reduction. And by using hemp fiber in the composites, you reduce the weight. So electrical car industry is for the future a big potential market. We also make leaflets. Leaflets which you can download from the website www.EIHA.org. But also leaflets which we are spreading out at the conferences and the exhibitions about informing customers about what hemp can do for their industry. And the history of hemp, I don't need to tell you that, I think, but hemp has a very, very rich history. It's nothing new which we have discovered today. It's something that has discovered many, many, many decades ago, not years, decades. We use it in our sailing ships, in the ropes, in the sails. And the Netherlands were very famous for their golden age, where we obtained a lot of wealth because we did a lot of trade. Without hemp, these ships were going nowhere. And a lot of people forget. So please tell your representative in your community about the importance of hemp in the past, and tell them how important it can be in the future again. This is a short overview of the development of the growing area of the last year since 1993, and you can see a relatively stable growing. There's only one peak there, but forget about the peak. There was only 1 year. But the growing areas in the northern European countries are decreasing a little bit. And the reason for that is the competition for energy crops. Because in North Europe we grow a lot of maize and wheat and barley for energy products like biogas and ethanol. And this competition is causing that the growing area is a little bit going down. And that's a pity, because the demand for the industry is increasing. So we need more hectares, we need more hemp fiber to supply to the market. This is a picture for Flax. Flax is a competitor for us in automotive industry. And you can see again here, France is the biggest producer of flax, like hemp. This is a nice picture of how it should look like. This is a hemp field, and you can see this guy. It's not a very small guy, it's very tall hemp. Because this hemp is over 3.5 meters long, and it is growing in 100 days without the use of pesticides, without the use of insecticides, without the use of fertilizers, artificial fertilizers. And most of us are using manure from cows and pigs to fertilize the land for hemp growing. Hemp is a very low input crop. It is making your agricultural business more sustainable. And then we come in with these big harvesters, and that's the development of HempFlax, the hemp cut 4500, cutting the hemp in small pieces and leave it on the field for drying and retting. And it stays in the field for 2 weeks, depending on the weather quality. And after those 2 weeks, we come in with big straw balers, and we make these big square bales for hemp and transport it to the factory. And in the factory, we do the following thing. We are separating the hemp fiber, so the bast fiber, from the wood core from each other. And we call that decortication. It's very important. So from the decortication process, the separation process, we get fiber, we get shies, and we get dust. Those 3 products you get. If you want it or not, you get it. And this is how it looks like. This is a picture of our colleague in the UK. They have a brand new factory. It's only 3 years old, I think. And that's a very professional, big processing facility. And they process around 800 hectares a year. We do around 1,100 hectares a year. And the French people, there are some processors who can do 5,000 hectares a year. So this is more a detailed figure about the decortication process. If you have the hemp straw, 100%, you will get around 28% of fibers and 55% of shies. So from those fibers we're making technical fibers, short fibers, super short fibers. That's by the refining process you will get these outputs. And then you have the waste. Waste is not a waste, dust. And even the dust is validated, is sold in the market as a product. It is very important that you sell all the products, because you're not going to earn it with only selling the fibers. Take care that you find a local good market for your shies, because for every kilogram of fiber you get approximately 2 kilograms of shies. If you want it or not, you get it with. So find a good market for it. Last year, we have conducted a research under the members of the European Hemp Association about the markets for their products. And everyone took the harvesting year 2010 and filled out the data. So about crop production, about how many tons of straw we produced, how many tons of seeds were produced, and where these products were produced into the end products. And we got this graph, and it's very small to read, so we will walk through it in a more detailed way. The fibers, we produce in Europe around 25,500 tons of fibers and 43,500 tons of chives. So the ratio is 1.7 to 1, 2 to 1 around. And we produce 11,000 tons of dust, 6,000 tons of seeds, and 7.5 tons of flour. And flour, 7.5 tons is of course not much, but it's for medical use, very high-end application, very specialized market. And I do believe that in the future it will be much more, because also in flour there are a lot of usable stuff in. Pictures, I like pictures. Here we see the automotive industry. We took a Mercedes-Benz and we demolished the Mercedes-Benz and we took out all the parts where natural fibers are in. It's not only hemp fibers, sorry, but where natural fibers are in. But hemp fibers you can find that in the door panels, in the front door panels, in the rear door panels. And there we are replacing glass fibers. So composites are made of glass fiber, polyester fiber, mixed with a resin, like polypropylene, polybutyrene, and compressed to a composite. And that's used as a door panel. And this door panel is lighter than a door panel with glass fiber, making the car using less fuel. This door panel is also safer, because if you have an accident and your door panel is breaking, a door panel reinforced with glass fiber is splitting, giving sharp edges and splintering, so you will get it in your face. And hemp fiber door panel is breaking, but not with sharp edges, so it's much safer for the people in the car. Fiber is used for pulp making, paper making, for money paper, value paper, also in cigarette paper. It's used as an insulation material in the building industry. Of course, it's also used in composites outside of the automotive industry, because if you can make a door panel, you can make a whole lot of other things out of composites. And we make growing mediums. There you see an example of a growing medium for cress, cotton cress. You know that? You can eat. No, that's getting a bigger and bigger product. Good. If we see it in pictures, you can see that most of it is used for pulp and paper making. There's most of the French fiber going there. The blue part is press molding, automotive. Then you have some specialized technologies like injection molding. It's a coming market, but it's very difficult with hemp fiber at the moment, but a lot of research is done in this area. It will be bigger in the future. Resin transfer molding for some specialized products. Then we have the green part, is installation material for building products. Then we have the press, cartoning, and then we are round. So the biggest part is pulp, automotive. That's what you can remember. This is for flax. That's, I think, for the moment not so interesting. What is interesting is the unique selling points of hemp fiber. If you look at flax fiber prices are determined by the Chinese people. Are the Chinese buying flax fiber? Flax is expensive. Are the Chinese not buying fiber? Flax is very cheap. And here you can see the white line is the price level of flax. The blue line is the price level of hemp. Hemp has a much stable price level, because the Chinese are not buying it from us. So for the automotive industry, they want stable prices. This is a unique selling point for hemp. Technical properties. Why should you use hemp and not other natural fibers? This is the reason. If you look at sisal, hemp, flax, jute, rami, and below is glass fiber. Density, the weight. Sisal is heavier than hemp. Hemp and flax are doing a good job on the density of weight. Glass, not so. Fineness. Yeah, sisal, hemp are a little bit thick fibers. You need a lot of technology to make it fine, but it is possible. At the moment, hemp is considered as a thick fiber. Glass fiber, yeah, it's a man-made fiber, so you can make it as thick as you want. It's very easy. Young's molders, education and breaking, that's a very important quote. There you see glass fiber, very bad value for the breaking point. Yeah? That's the safety aspect in your car. Hemp is very good. So hemp has a lot of very unique selling prospects for the automotive industry. Here you see an example of the BM5 series. Anyone driving a BMW series here? 5, 7, Mercedes, Jaguar, Bentley, Bugatti, Opel?
Too many ecologists around.
Oh. Now maybe you're going to drive it in the future, and if you strip off the upper layer of find a car of a neighbor or an uncle or whatever, if you strip off the upper layer of the door panel, he's not going to like it, but below you see the hemp fiber. It looks like that. So this is the German automotive industry, the biggest user of natural fibers, and you can see are growing over the years, and this growing is continuing, and the part of hemp is increasing and the part of flax is decreasing. So a lot of opportunities and chances there. At the moment my factory is running 24 hours a day only to deliver to the car industry. Here are some other products. Injection molding. This is a CD player, portable CD player. Toys for kids. And a urine. If people die, you burn a cremator, then it's a very biodegradable urn which you can bury in the soil. Not a very big market, but it shows you the possibilities. Other composites, a suitcase. I saw here, please. You have one. Yes, made out of hemp.
Combination
and canna. And PLA, I think. What is it, PLA?
No, polyethylene.
Polyethylene, okay, you also have a PLA. Music carries boxes. And a scooter, that's a project that we are involved in, is an electrical scooter, and also the complete frame, the framework of the scooter is made out of hemp fiber composites. So it's electrical and it's made out of hemp. How beautiful you can have it. I've seen driving a lot of scooters driving around here in Athens. So if every scooter here has hemp fiber in it, I'm happy. Some other products you can make. Today is too short to tell you everything about the possibilities. You can make 30,000 things out of hemp. These are hemp fiber pellets for injection molding, because you have a problem with feeding the polypropylene and the fibers into one granule. If you make fibers out of pellets out of the fiber, it's better to make a compound for injection molding. Building materials, insulation material. Probably you all know glass wool, rock wool. Did you ever use it? Would it use glass wool? Do you like it?
Feeling hard to your skin.
Itchy?
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Red dots? Yeah. Start using hemp, much better.
I haven't.
Okay. But glass wool is very itchy, it's very uncomfortable. Exactly. It's not healthy and it's not absorbing water. I leave the building part to my colleague here, otherwise she knows much more about than me, but it's a very sustainable building material. But please take care, the building industry is taking care of 40% of the carbon dioxide emissions. If you want to save carbon dioxide, it's good that we go to drive electrical cars. But don't forget about the building industry. And hemp can play a very, very, very important role in it. This is hemp fiber used in gardening as to protect weed growing around young little trees. It stays there for 2-3 years, then it's composed completely, and then the trees are big enough to stand for themselves. They don't need it anymore. Garden press again, shives. The shives we use for horse bedding, animal bedding. It's a very high-end premium bedding because it's absorbing a lot of water. That's good for the horses because then they are standing there in dry bedding. We sell for very exclusive horses. We sell 1 container a month to Australia, and you think bedding for Australia from the Netherlands. But the horses standing on there are worth $12 million. So you can pay for it. But also cheaper horses can use it. For gardening, for mulching, preventing weed growing, and hempcrete. It's a mixture of lime and shives and you can use it as a wall system. But also that part I leave to my colleague on my left side for you. So hemp shives, most of the shives are used in bedding materials, 45%. 22% are used in bedding materials for smaller animals, rabbits, cats, mice, whatever. 50% is used for construction, but that part is increasing very, very fast. And 70% is used for other applications. Chicken farming is using horse bedding, gardening. Particle boss, there was a company, is not making it anymore. Kosh, he made particle boss, so the wood particle boss. And it was very light, it was much lighter than the conventional particle boss. So your whole construction in your house can be made lighter because it does not have to bear so much kilograms. And I believe now it's one company, ΕΛΓΟ-ΔΗΜΗΤΡΑ, is still making it. Here you can see some pictures of the hempcrete application. You can spray it, you can cast it, you can buy prefabricated bricks. Some buildings made out of hempcrete, so this is not a fairy tale. This is done for many, many years. This is the headquarters in the UK of Lime Technology, one big company working with hempcrete. Social housing, but also companies. This is, are you going to tell the story? This building? Yeah? I'm going to tell it. It's a nice story. How much time do you have? Good. This building is a distribution center for beer. And this building does not have any heating or cooling system. It's made out of hempcrete, green roof and wood. And the temperature stays constant all year round. The only thing is in the summer, the temperature inside increases a little bit. If you have a long period of hot weather, they call to the brewery, they make the beer 2 degrees cooler before they deliver to the distribution center, and the building is cold again. It's a very high insulating material. I think this is very promising, and also for these countries. It's not only for heat insulation, so in the winter keeping the cold out and the heat inside, but also in the more southern countries, like here in the summer, keeping the warmth outside. So you're saving a lot of energy on your air conditioning. Marks and Spencer's, very big supermarket chain in the UK. Complete new supermarket building made out of hempcrete. And they use these panels to do it. Seeds for food and feed consumption. We produce in Europe 6,000 tons of consumption seeds. A total 12,000 tons. Most is for feed, for birds, bird feeding, fish feeding. Food, oil, hemp nuts, protein powder. It's a very big growing market at the moment. And cosmetics. A lot of cosmetic products. I don't know if you have increased the Body Shop, but they have used a lot of hemp oil in their products. Hemp seed, so you see the big blue part is the wool seed for feed. The smaller dark blue part is the whole seed used for food. Then you have the yellow part is for oil food. And then you have the green part is dehulled seeds. So then you're dehulling the seeds and you only have the core. And this looks like the more and more companies are entering the market. And in Canada, it's such a big market. They are growing hemp only for the seeds. They are burning the straw. They grow only for the seeds. And it's a very popular product. Vegetarians, I don't know if any vegetarians are here in the room, but they use a lot of hemp protein powder in the diet. That's maybe too much information. So, it was a little bit long story. I would like to thank you for your attention on behalf of the Board of Directors of the EIHA. Please do not hesitate to ask questions.